Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Warden, and today we're going to talk about every hero's special abilities. To be honest, I'm not going to go in detail on everything, every punish, every moveset. Only the basics and a special trick with that hero that I really like to use. And I'm going to help you guys with that. If you guys knew something more about it, just tell me in the comments. I appreciate it because nobody is complete. You know that. And I'm trying my best to tell every secretive stuffs. They're not really secrets. You can just find them out. But I've gained some experience by playing with them. So I'm talking too much. Let's just demonstrate everything to you guys. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And let's go. Alright, the first hero is the Warden, my main hero. The thing that you really want to know about Warden is he has a very good tool named Shoulder Bash. And if you're not really obliged to do it, it's going to bite you in the ass. So do it a lot. And a thing that I even have the problem with is that you try to be more brave with throwing the shoulder bashes. I'm not that brave to throw so many shoulder bashes, but try to do so. It's going to help a lot. Do not be afraid of whiffing. The risk and reward would be much more better. Alright, now another trick that is very nice. Try to, after any heavy parry, you can do the dash forward shoulder bash and then double lights at the punish. As you can see, it deals some stamina damage. So it's very useful. You see, I'm draining the stamina slowly. Especially if your opponent is going to get out of stamina with that. I very recommend that you do so. Alright, let's talk about Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper is very straightforward. Nothing really special about her. The only thing that I can add that so many people don't know, might not know, is that you can cancel your first frame of heavy attack with a dodge. Like this. Or like this. You can like do this and then go for a dodge attack even. And yeah, that's the thing that I think so many people didn't know about that. And also there is the dodge cancel with the bleed. When you do the soft feint bleed, you can cancel it with a dodge. Unfortunately, you can't cancel any other recoveries. So if they dodge your, for example, heavy, let's say your finisher heavy, you can't cancel your recovery with a dodge. As you see, I'm smashing on the dodge, but I can't. And you really benefit from the bleed, so be sure to do the bleed a lot, as you can see. And also you even have either have the light soft feint, or you can soft feint with the guard break, so you don't need to like cancel it and go for a guard break, you know. That's all about Peacekeeper. Alright, let's talk about Centurion. Centurion is a very good duelist in my opinion. In Dominion he can be good too, but not that good because the trajectory, as you can see, is not that great while getting ganked. But all in all, he's a good hero. And let's talk about the movesets. The reason that I put this poor robot always exhausted is that I'm trying to tell you something about the out of stamina punish. After a guard break, you throw them, you do the heavy. You can only do that for 30 damage. But what if you go for the parry? You do a light and a heavy. Look at the damage part on the down and right corner. 37. 7 damage more than the eagle dive. Like this. It's only 30 damage, but if you get a parry, you go for the light. and the follow-up heavy. And of course you can still have your stance there to do the jab like this. Still have the you know, the frame advantage to go berserk. And another thing that you just witnessed, I'm doing the jab a lot because Centurion's best thing is the jab. Sometimes do the light or sometimes do the double light, you know. And be careful of your stamina too. Also, do not try the dash forward kick unless you're doing it in a mix-up. I really like, for example, this move. It's going to very fuck up with your opponent. If they dodge, it will catch them. If they try to heavy, it will catch them. And it deals stamina damage. So, yeah, that's all I can say about Centurion. While next to a wall and you get a parry, try to go for the guard break after that to throw it. And then throw the unblockable heavy at them. Yep. And then you have the opportunity, you have the iframe to chain it into a jab. And also another thing that I really want to tell you guys is that the fully charged jab, they can double dodge it. So be careful of that. If you saw your opponent dodging like at the first frame of your jab, like so early, they're more likely to just dodge another time. So just beware of that and cancel it into a guard break. Alright, let's talk about Black Prior. He's a very simple hero and a very good counter-attacker. The best mix-ups that you can do with him is light and go for an unblockable, or light and go for the shield bash. You have to like condition your enemy to think that okay, he's going to do either bash, I should dodge, or he's going to do the unblockable. Should I not dodge and wait? Because it will catch his dodge. It's undodgeable. Sorry, I said unblockable. And after any attack, you can recover it. Not any attack, to be honest, only the heavy and light attacks. Also works as a finisher light and finisher heavies. You can cancel the recovery into bulwark. And from that, you can either do the light to go for the counter or go for the unblockable by pressing heavy. So you can do this in your mix-up to have the third mix-up option if you like, not only the 2-1, like this or this, and yeah, that's about that. Now let's talk about the real shit here, guys. Alright, many of you might know this, and many of you might not know that, but you can actually counter the dodge attacks and the deflects, especially the deflects. I'm here to talk about deflects. You can counter it, so that's nice. You can even counter it while doing the dodge attack. I forgot to mention it in the previous part. You can go for it, because it counts as a blade attack, so any blade attack you do is you can cancel it into bulwark. Even the chains, like this, you can do that. It's so fun. Let me show you the heavy one too. There you go. So yeah, that's the power of Black Prior. Another thing that I really like to tell, that after any parry, you have the heavy parry, you have the option to go for the shield bash to deal stamina damage, or do the light. Okay, he's going to do the deflect because I told him to. Do the light and go for the mix-up that really is effective, to be honest. It's going to fuck the opponent up. That's it for Black Prior. Alright, Gryphon or Gryphon, or whatever you call it. He's a very simple hero, to be honest. He's a no-brainer, and he's super good in low-level to mid-level and casual players, because it has so many good 50-50s that if you're not very good in reacting, just like me, you're going to have a very bad time against them. So, let's talk about the moves that you can do with him. He has a not very reliable bash, dash forward bash, that can be chained into the finishers after a guaranteed light. You can do that. And another thing is he has lights. You can do it like this, or you can double tap the light on the same side to immediately go for the finisher moves. And a very nice finisher move that he has is the kick. You have to be very random with this, and to be honest, he doesn't have that much to talk about. And another thing is, if they try to dodge attack your heavy, they're going to actually survive it because they have the iframe. So you have to be careful on that. You have to feint it or go for the parry. But if your opponent is not the type to dodge attack, he's going to dodge most of the time. Just let that fly, it's going to catch them. And it deals a significant amount of damage, so that's very nice. Alright, let's talk about Warmonger. Warmonger is a very straightforward hero. She's pretty much similar to Warden, with the change that she has the dodge attack, and she has hyper armor on the heavy finishers, and she can't chain into a bash after a heavy, unlike Warden that can chain it, chain every of his attack to a bash. And the dash forward heavy is undodgeable. You sometimes like to let it go. You sometimes bait them if they have the crushing counter, bait them to do a crushing counter, or you just can go for a guard break for them for those people who just dodge or just try to parry it. And the powerful thing about Warmonger is you can delay so many of her attacks, like the lights, the chain lights. One light, you can immediately go for it, or you can a little bit delay it, especially after the heavies. You see, it's a very delayed light, or you can immediately go for it. Especially after the heavies, I really like to, you know, a little bit delay it and then go for a light, because they just kind of keep their guards down for that. And you can also delay the heavy. It's a little bit hard to delay it after a light. You have to immediately go for it, but after a heavy, you can delay it a lot. Or you can immediately go for it for the sweet hyper armor that you will receive. And it's a very good trade for you because it deals 30 damage. That's a lot of damage. So you can trade with, like, you win the trade with almost every attack. Unless it's a very heavy heating attack, just like charged Shigoki's attack, heavy attack. So let's talk about her best move. Alright, the best move is her dodge attack. It used to be very bad, but now it has a very good iframe, and you literally can do this. And to be honest, you're going to dodge every single mix-up that your opponent is going to do, unless they go for a guard break in between. Like, especially very effective against Berserker and Centurion, because they're very mix-up intensive heroes, or Ocelotl. They're very mix-up intensive, and you can just bypass them with this, and it deals a very significant amount of damage. 24 damage. That's not a bad damage. It's the equivalent of the fully charged and the follow-up heavy. So it's something that you need to consider about. It's like the fully charged actually deals 28 damage, but still 4 damage only less for a dodge attack. I take it. But the only downfall of it is that they can guard break you. It's not immune to guard breaks at the first frames. So it has a wide, actually, window of guard break allowance. So they're going to guard break you out of it. But it's a very useful tool. Try to use it more. And while your opponent is out of stamina, another thing that I really like to mention, do not just do this, please. I see so many people just do that. Go for it. Go for the bash. Or go for the dodge attack. These are the ones that will tickle the mind of your opponent. But lights, they can block it. Heavies, they can just do nothing. Guard break, they can counter it. So yeah, do that or go for it. Or do that, go for a light, go for a bash. You see? And be careful of your stamina as well. Alright, let's talk about Gladiator. Gladiator is my favorite, one of my favorite assassins. He deals a lot of damage at the cost of him being a little bit slow. I mean, by slow, I mean they can counter him a lot if they dodge it successfully. For example, you go for the skewer. That deals a lot of damage. But if they dodge it, they can get a guard break out of it. So, I mean, that's a balance point because it deals a lot of damage. So, another thing that if they dodge, they get a guaranteed guard break out of it is the side dodge bashes, not the front one. If you whiff the front one, you still can chain it into a like a skewer or just a raw heavy. But the sides, if you whiff them, they can guard break you out of it. Not if you do a dodge attack, the light one, for example, you can still do your attacks. For example, you can do a light after that, or you can do a heavy, or you can do the skewer. Alright. So now we're talking about the special move of a Gladiator that I really like. That is so annoying. It's the toe stab. Ladies and gentlemen, best move in the game. I'm just kidding. But Gladiator has this move. It's a very good move. It deals only 10 damage, but it's super annoying. And you can take advantage of that. For example, you do double lights, then go for it. You do a heavy, then go for it. And you condition your opponent to dodge it. And when they dodge it, when you see they're trying to dodge, for example, after a heavy, this time you do a guard break and you catch them dodging. You do a light, guard break. Yeah, catch their dodge. And another thing is that I really like. You do this, cancel the skewer into the toe stab. Double light, toe stab. Skewer and toe stab. So there are so many possibilities for you to do this toe stab. For example, after a zone attack. Oh, sorry. After a zone attack, toe stab. Zone attack, toe stab. You can't chain it into toe stab, but others you can chain them to toe stab. You see how fast it is? It's chainable. So yeah, that's the power of Gladiator. They can dodge it though, but if you whiff it, you still can chain the toe stab into a heavy or into a skewer. So the only counter that they can do on the toe stab is the dodge attack and the bash. So yeah, they can guard break it at least. You won't get so much more punishment for whiffing it. Alright, let's talk about Lawbringer. To be honest, they destroyed Lawbringer, so I'm really not very hyped talking about him much. But the changes they gave him, let's talk about how to play with him. He's not that bad, to be honest, right now. He's not that fun, to be honest, to play. So let's talk about it. After a heavy, you can quickly press light after that to do a tap. That will act as the mid-chain attack, so you can go for your finisher like this. And if you do it on the top, you saw me do another tap like this. After that, you can do another unblockable, and it will finish your chain. Or after the heavy tap, go for it. Sometimes go for it and go for the bash in between and do the light. But do not be always trying to do that because they can dodge it and dodge attack it and stuff. Another thing, you can, instead of tap, do this, but it's parryable. So if you do a heavy, do a light, they can parry it on not the same side. if you want to do it on the same side, you have to delay it. Like, see, I delay it a little bit. If I do it immediately, it's going to go for the 4 damage instead of 13 damage. And you can, of course, do the light into heavy. The second heavy has the hyper armor property. It's going to be the only good thing that they added to Lawbringer. And you can do the third attack either an unblockable heavy or another light. For example, light, heavy, light. It will change your bash. Another thing is you can do a heavy and go for a bash, or do a light, heavy, bash. After any heavy you can chain it into a bash. Alright, let's talk about the special move of him. Alright, so the special move, actually there used to be a special move, but now there is nothing. Lawbringer used to benefit from parries a lot, but now he's not going to benefit from parries a lot. You can't do the impale after the heavies, only after the lights, which is trash. You can only do that for Dominion if you want to ledge the guy. You can do that after a light parry, but like after a light parry, just go for the top unblockable. Ouch, ouch. Like this. You can go for it after a heavy too, but obviously it's not guaranteed. But after a light, it's guaranteed. If you parry the light, you can go for it. But that's not the end of the line. You can actually do a tap light and then go for your unblockable. Yeah. That's it, guys. It's not even deals stamina damage as it used to before. Lawbringer is just a normal hero right now. He's not something special. It used to be special. Alright, let's talk about Conqueror, the final hero in the Knights faction. So, let's talk about his basics. He has the infinite chains, infinite lights, but never do double lights from the side. It's so slow, although it will deal much more damage, like 18 damage. But you can actually sometimes do that, because sometimes people do not expect that time to and do not even expect you to do that, because it's a little bit slow. If they dodge, it will catch them, to be honest. If they dodge, it will catch them. But if he's a good player, do not attempt to do that, because they easily just get a light parry out of it. Another thing is the chained unblockable heavies. The first is not unblockable, but the others are unblockable. You can do that as much as you want. It's infinite. You can infinitely use the light and heavies. For example, like that. That. And also you have the bash, then the uppercut, or do the light after that for an AoE damage if you're being ganked. And it has the full guard. If the opponent attack your shield, afterwards you can do a heavy or a light to counter it. And that's all I can say. Another thing is the charge heavy is only good for the ganking situations. You can't block. He used to block, but you can't. Right now, you see, I can't block. I move my shield, but nothing will happen. Okay, that's it. Let's talk about the special moves. Alright, now we're talking about the special moves. Conqueror can cancel his heavy attacks with the full guard. Like this. See that? Even you can do that, or even you can do this. You can cancel in between the attacks, and even the attack is not even started. You can do that. You can a little bit delay it, but not much. So that's about that. Another thing is any recovery that you have is going to be cancelled. You can cancel them into a full bash. See? Okay, I've told him to parry. Wait. Light, I go for it. Heavy, I go for it. Heavy, I can go for it. Even the in chain bash, you can go for it. You can go for this one as well, and that's the ability of him, especially on the chain bash. If they dodge attack it, you can counter them. Although I do not recommend to really counter anything with the full guard because it deals only 13 damage, is not much, to be honest. Especially dodge attacks, try to feint it and parry the dodge attack to get a free light parry and go for the top heavy. The last thing that I'm trying to say is that he has superior block. What does it mean? It's just like a deflect. So did you see what that happened there? Ow, I dodged too soon. See? And that's not that only. You can counter it with a light for AoE damage, or with a heavy, or ow, with a bash. So the bash will do nothing, to be honest, but if you're in a Dominion match and you have the feats that you deal damage with your shield, try to do the shield. It's going to work very, very nice. Alright, that's it for every Knight Heroes. I hope it was useful for you guys. I tried to tell you some basics and some special moves that the hero has, and you might not know about it. But there's nothing like a lot secretive about anything. You can just go and search in the movesets there and watch some videos like this. So thank you for watching until now. Tell me in the comments what else you know about them. I didn't talk about the out of stamina and stamina punishes. I'm trying to keep it short. Thank you guys for watching until now. See you guys in the next video, which will be the Viking heroes.